"What if I told you that with a single sentence," said calmly, "without shouting or anger, you could silence anyone?" Think about it. We've all been there, trying to explain something logical, fair, even necessary, yet the other person keeps interrupting, raising their voice, trying to dominate the space. In our world, people mistake volume for power, arrogance for confidence, and fear for respect. But that's not true strength. Real strength is when you speak with such clarity and composure that others have no choice but to listen. And today, I'll share with you 5 powerful phrases that allow you to do exactly that. They don't humiliate. They don't attack. They protect your peace and place you firmly in control. And trust me, number 3 can silence even the most skilled manipulator. Stay until the end, because once you start using these, people will never see you the same way again. Response 1. I don't need to raise my voice to be right. Some people believe that shouting makes them stronger. That dominance comes through noise. But the moment you join that game, you've already lost. When you calmly say, "I don't need to raise my voice to be right," you change the atmosphere. You step out of emotional chaos and take control of the room. You're no longer reacting, you're leading. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "He who cannot control his tongue will be a slave to his emotions." That's what this phrase shows. You're not controlled by the storm, you are the calm in it. Response 2. The way you speak says more about you than it does about me. When someone mocks or disrespects you, your instinct is to fight back. But this phrase acts like a mirror. It doesn't strike, it reflects. By saying, "The way you speak says more about you than it does about me," you return responsibility to the other person. They hear their own tone, and for a moment they realize what they've become. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike the one who caused the harm." This is that principle in action. You keep your dignity intact and force others to confront their own behavior. Response 3. Let's talk when we can do it respectfully. Not every discussion deserves your energy. Sometimes what looks like a conversation is just an attack disguised as dialogue. They interrupt, they shout, they demand. But you're under no obligation to stay in a toxic exchange. Saying calmly, "Let's talk when we can do it respectfully," isn't avoidance, it's leadership. You're setting the terms of engagement. Epictetus taught that we cannot control others, only what we accept. And by saying this, you're declaring exactly what you're willing and unwilling to accept. Response 4. I'd rather not continue this conversation. Sometimes walking away is the most powerful thing you can do. When the other person is no longer listening, continuing to argue is just giving them more power. This phrase draws the line. It doesn't beg or explain. It ends the game. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Choose not to be harmed and you won't be." When you choose peace over ego, you win a different kind of battle, one for your focus and your energy. This isn't surrender, it's elevation. Response 5. That's your opinion, and I respect it, but I don't share it. Not every disagreement is a fight. Sometimes it's with people we love, friends, family, co-workers who believe their view is the only right one. This phrase sets your boundary without creating distance. You're not rejecting them, you're simply affirming yourself, saying, "That's your opinion, and I respect it, but I don't share it," communicates maturity and independence. As Seneca wrote, "To be a slave to the opinion of others is the worst of all prisons." This phrase is your key to freedom, the freedom to think, feel, and choose for yourself. These 5 phrases aren't weapons, they're shields. They don't destroy others, they elevate you. They make people listen, not because you shouted the loudest, but because your calm carried more weight than their chaos. Let's recap. 1. I don't need to raise my voice to be right. 2. The way you speak says more about you than it does about me. 3. Let's talk when we can do it respectfully. 4. I'd rather not continue this conversation. 5. That's your opinion, and I respect it, but I don't share it. Master these and you'll notice the shift. People start choosing their words more carefully around you. They listen more. They push less, because they can sense it. You're not someone who can be provoked or manipulated anymore. Here at Stoic Spring, I teach you how to think, speak, and act with the wisdom of the Stoics, so you can live with respect, calm and unshakable strength. Tell me in the comments, which of these 5 phrases will you use first? And don't forget to subscribe, because what's coming next will completely change how you deal with people.